Hello friends, welcome. We are going to be working today on some knee stuff. One thing that we're going to need is, besides maybe some blocks, or either some socks to slide on your floor with, or a towel to slide on the floor with your feet. All right, so just make sure that you have those items with you, or one of the items with you, all right? And we'll get started nice and easily. And as always, when we start on our side for those hip cars, block underneath the head, hand in between the blocks. We'll lie on our right side to start, right? So we'll have the hip bent at about 90 degrees, knees bent at 90 degrees, right? Rest the head on the block. We'll lift the leg up just a little bit here. As we sweep the knee towards the arms, we'll start to take that foot there as well, right? So we'll get that external rotation, start to open up the hip. Good. Spin the knee back behind you, and then we'll come in again. And making sure that hip stays nice and steady. Again, sweep the foot towards the block, open the hip, try not to let that hip fall back. We'll spin the knee back behind in that extension. Again, as the leg comes in, foot towards the block, and open up those hips. Good. Find that internal rotation into extension. And again, as it comes in, and we'll go one more round this way, and then we'll change directions right about here. So again, we'll lift the leg up, open up the hip, swing the foot towards your block. Good. Find your extension as the knee goes back. Good. Thinking about just strength through the back of the leg there. So trying to avoid any arching through the spine. And again, as it comes up, again, we'll sweep it forward and start to extend the leg back. Good. Last one here. Good. We'll bring the leg down, lie down on the stomach. You move the blocks a little bit off to the side. Right, so as we lie on the stomach, we're going to stay on that left leg. Right, as we go through our knee cars, bend the left knee. Good. Let the forehead rest just on the hands. We're going to lift the knee up. Take the heel in towards the hip. We're going to find an external rotation on your shin. Bring the leg towards straight, and then rotate the shin in. Good. Again, bending the knee, taking the heel all the way into the hip. Keep that internal rotation at the shin. Bring it back, rotate it to external rotation. Again, heel comes in towards the hip. And we're going to continue, same exact thing, right? Try to bring that foot in as far as you can, and then change direction. It will rotate at the end. Bend the knee. And last one here. And so next time that we take that leg into your external rotation, good, we'll relax the leg down. Good. We might as well go on to that right leg while we're here. Bend the right knee. That same thing, we're going to lift the right knee off the floor if we can. We're keeping the little bony points at the front of the hip on the floor. Take the heel in towards your hip. Externally rotate the shin. Good. We'll bring the leg out, but not to straight. Rotate the shin in. Bend the knee, heel towards the hip all the way in. Again, keep that internal rotation. Bring the leg towards straight, but not straight. Rotate the shin out. Again, bending the knee. And again, bring it back out. Rotate the shin. Good. Bring it back out again towards straight, but not straight. Rotate that shin out for that external rotation. One more round here. Again, if you notice that knee starts to fall or fade towards the floor, just see if you can give it a little bit of a nudge to lift up and away from the mat. Last one. Great. Once it's in, we're going to roll onto your left side. Right, so we'll start again with the block underneath the head, block between the hands, but a 90-degree bend at the hip and a 90-degree bend at the legs. So as we take that right leg up, we try to keep those hips and the rest of the body as steady as possible. Take the knee in, take the foot towards the block, open up the hip, spin the knee away, and again bringing the leg back in. It will open up the hip, and again, knee spins away, right? Finding that internal rotation and extension. And find that external rotation here. Open that hip as you adduct. Press the knee away. Again, taking it in. Nice and steady. Again, finding a slow and consistent pace. There's no need to rush through any of this. Okay, we're going to change direction here. To lift everything up, open those hips. Good, coming through. Just a few more, 2 more rounds here. All right, try to keep that body nice and steady. Notice if anything starts to break in the chain. Last one. We'll bring those legs together. You can place the blocks off to the side. You might need them though. We'll come up to sit. So if you do need a block in order to elevate the hip, then that's what we're going to use. We'll use our block to elevate the hip. We'll have the feet just turned out a little bit here. Lift up that breastbone, all right? Now, if you need that block, again, place it under the hip. Hands are gonna come down behind. We're gonna keep the foot flexed. You're gonna take the right knee in towards the center and then just bring it back. So just nice and gentle here, just sending the leg one way and then back the other. Try not to let anything else move. Again, just that rotation in that right hip. Good, last one. Good, and then we'll go to the left. Same thing. Again, you can keep the foot flexed. We'll take the knee in towards the center. As always, doesn't matter how far it's going, and then bring it back. And rotating it in, and then back again. Okay, think about squeezing it here on the inside, and then sending it back out. Good, one more. And last one. Good, sending it back. All right, we're gonna start with our knees as you take the heel in towards your hip of that left leg. All right, the right arm is gonna start underneath the leg. Right, take the forearm, you're gonna pull the shin out. So we're looking for some rotation on the shin. As we internally rotate the shin, take the hand just to the outside of that pinky toe. Right, as you rotate that shin in, we're looking for some stretch here, and maybe for some of us, a little burny sensation on the inside of the knee. And you can start to give a little scan. You can, as you continue to try to rotate, you can pull the heel in towards the hip, right? And then slide just nice and steadily away. Remember that we're taking our time here, trying to get some feeling as to what we're looking for. Again, a little bit more greater line of tension. And once you found it, and it could have been right at the beginning, we stop there and we'll hold, all right? Now, PAILs, your progressive angular isometric loading, is building strength within your stretch. And I want you to think that the stuff on the outside of this leg here is where we're gonna try to build that strength, right? So the PAILs, when we start, would be shin trying to rotate back to face forward and even trying to go the other way. Your left hand is going to resist. So again, it's a net zero movement. Nothing should be moving through your PAILs. Rails, you're trying to squeeze the stuff tight on the inside of the legs as we work to rotate and move that foot away from your left hand, okay? Now that we're ready, we've got it all settled, take an inhale, pack the air down with 20% effort, try to rotate the shin back to the middle. Resist with that left hand, equal force between both, 30%. 40, nice strong outer right leg. 60% effort. And at that 60% mark, we're matching that effort throughout, pushing it as hard as you can. Find that strength in your leg. Keep going. You got 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to move the foot away from the hand. Rotate the shin in. Keep that flexion in your foot. Again, think strength now on the stuff on the inside of the leg. Again, another 3, 2, re-grab. Good, see if you can pull that shin out a little bit here. Hold. And breathe. And we'll give ourselves a little bit of time for the smoke to clear, and then we'll start a second set. And as we prepare, again, take the inhale, pack the air down, and with 20% effort, try to rotate that shin back to the center. And coming up to 30% here. 40. Good. Continuing to steadily increase that intensity. 60. Matching the effort throughout, squeezing everything tight. And safest maximal effort, pushing it as hard as you can. Of course, keyword as always is safe. We got another 3, 2, 1. You're going to try to rotate that shin in. Good. Squeeze. Good. And try to move that foot away from the hand. 3, 2. Good. Re-grab. Hold. Good. Another 10 seconds here. 2, 1. Going to begin slowly bring everything back. Okay, we're going to change as we go to the other side. Take the right heel in. And the left arm is going to come underneath the left leg, right? We're going to pull that calf muscle out. Keep that left foot flexed. Hold onto the outer edge of that left foot again, around the pinky toe. See if we can find a stretch through the outside of the leg. Maybe for some of us, again, a little burning sensation here. Again, we'll give a little scan. You can slide the heel in a little bit, right? Just again, seeing where we can find that greatest line of tension. And usually for most, it is with that heel a little bit closer towards the hip. And then once you found it, again, we're going to camp out here. Right, again, a recap of the PAILs. Right, we want to think about strengthening the stuff on the outside of the leg and then being able to override any stretch reflex that might be there so that we can get further into that rotation of the shin. It's going to be the shin trying to rotate back to the center. Hand is here, working to hold it in place so that nothing moves. Your rails, again, is strengthen the stuff on the inside of the leg, that closing angle, that regressive tissue. Just trying to squeeze it, rotate the shin in as we work to move that foot away from the hand, right? And remember that things might not move. I just want you to think about creating those sensations. PAILs, sensation here. Rails, sensation here. All right, again, as we prepare, take an inhale. Pack the air down with 20% effort. Try to rotate the shin back into the center. Good. Squeezing that stuff on the outside of that left leg. Steadily increasing to 30. Think 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40%. That's 60 here. Matching the effort throughout. Squeezing everything tight. Save as maximal effort. Pushing it as hard as you can. Trying to rotate that shin back to the middle. We've got another 5, 3, 2. Try to rotate it in. Squeeze the stuff here. Try to move the foot away from the hand. Keep going. Pull in hard. 3, 2, 1. Re-grab. Okay. Hold. See if we can get a little bit more space or rotation in the shin. That sensation might have increased around this area. Right, that sensation around this part of the leg might have increased as well. Again, as we go for the second set, take the inhale. Pack the air down, nice and slow, 20% effort. Try to rotate the shin back to the center. Let it climb to 30. 40%. 60, matching that effort throughout, squeezing everything tight. Safest maximal effort, pushing it as hard as you can. Keep going. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, try to rotate the shin in. Good, squeeze that stuff tight on the inside of the leg. Work to find that space. 2, 1, good, hand back to that outer edge of the foot. Hold it there. Just another 15, 20 seconds. Just letting things rest and stew for a little bit longer. And then as we relax, bring that shin back to the center. You're going to take your socks, and you're going to place your socks on your feet, or you can use your towel if you haven't. Just place it underneath the heel, and it'll be the same concept no matter which one that we choose. All right, so we'll start on this right knee. First, keep the foot flexed. Right? Again, that shin, we're going to try to rotate either way. So once we have that foot's going to stay flexed. Your thigh is going to stay steady, right? If you can clamp onto it if you need to, or hug underneath. We're going to rotate the shin out, and then rotate the shin in as we slowly slide that heel away from us. Just getting that rotation both ways, right? And each time that we internally rotate and externally rotate, that heel starts to slide a little bit further away from the hip, and it's a nice steady progression here. And you're going to notice that as that heel slides further away, that we don't get quite as much rotation in the knee, and that's not a problem at all. That's just the way that it is. Good, holding onto the leg. Don't bring it out towards straight. Have a little bit of a bend, and then as we continue to rotate, we're going to send it back in towards us. And just nice and slow. We should almost be there. Once we get back, and taking your time, right? Getting still, movement through the shin both ways. Good, and then we can relax it down. If you're not quite there, take your time to bring it in. Right, as we go to the other leg, again, it's the same thing. Right heel can come in towards the hip, or even off to the side if that's more comfortable for you. Bring the leg where that heel in as close to your hip as you can. Right, you can hold onto the leg however you need to. Right, as we flex the foot, again, we'll start just with that external rotation and then internal rotation of the shin as we slowly start to slide the heel away from the hip. Again, just being mindful, is the movement being initiated from here, or is the movement being initiated from the ankle, right? We want it up from the knee. Ankles or foot is just along for the ride. And notice if we're getting any rotation at your hip. Is the thigh moving one way or the other? And again, as you bring it out, don't bring it to straight, but a little bit bent still. We can start to move the heel back in towards the hip. And just almost there. Good, and then we'll relax that, and we'll send it out, and then we'll take the left heel in, right leg out, hold onto your shin. Let's go through some ankle cars here. All right, again, shin's gonna stay steady this time, thighs stay steady. Find your rotation through your ankle. Again, imagining that that tennis ball is just dangling in front of you. You're trying to draw the perfect circle around the tennis ball. And don't throw them too far away. You're going to need your socks again later on. And then change direction, go the other way. And as always, any areas that you notice that you're whipping through, slow it down. And then we'll change, go the other one. Again, whatever works for that right leg. You can hold on to your left shin. Good. Keep the rest of the leg steady. And again, tennis ball magically appears in front. Draw that circle around the tennis ball. playing with the edges, right? Pushing it as far as you can with control. And some of us might start really small, right? And then over time, that circle starts to expand. Just make sure that no matter where we start, that we are able to control the movement of the ankle. Change direction, go the other way. And just another round here. Okay, we're going to end up in our bear sit again. Right, again, ankles in line with the knees about 35-degree angle from your hip. Right, once we get settled again, arms come down just behind us. Right, we are going to start with the right leg. So again, we're going to take the right knee in towards you. Squeeze. Good, now I want you to hold that here. Good, just think about strength through the stuff on the inside leg. Any pain on the knee, don't push quite as hard. That's the knee twerking here. Again, think about creating all of that tension, that stress on the inside of the leg, and then nice and steady, we're gonna end up in a 90, and you can slide the knee back a little bit. Again, think knees in line with the hips. Right, ankles in line with your knees. Take your left elbow just to the outside of the left knee. You're gonna hold on to your shin. You can cup your hands out in front. We're gonna keep that right knee where it is, glued to the floor. Lift the right shin up, and then slowly lower it down, right? So we're getting that internal rotation. Think strength on that stuff on the outside of the hip. And lift the shin up, squeeze, hold, and then slowly lower it down. Again, inhale, lift, slowly lower it down. Again, take that inhale, lift, lower it down. Good, 2 more, inhale. Let it float to the floor. Last one, up and slowly lowering. Great, grab a block, sit up tall. Place a block to the back of your heel. All right, we're trying here to create some strength in the back of the leg, which means with the block on the back of the heel, hand into the block, we're going to try to bend the right knee, pulling the heel in towards the hip, and of course the block in the hand are going to resist it. So we're looking for, again, that strength through the back of the leg here. All right, if you want to get into that internal rotation as well as we do it, you can think breastbone up, think inner thigh pressing down towards the floor, maybe in that left hand here, so we guide that hip to internal rotation. Little stretch there, just for an added bonus. All right, as you take an inhale, just nice and slow, about 30% effort, start to push the heel into the block. Feel that stuff working through the back of the leg. Good, and then relax it. Good. We're gonna go up to 60 here. Again, take an inhale, match the effort through the whole body, push the heel into the block. Resist with the arm, and then relax. Good, here you're gonna push it as hard as you can. Take the inhale, pack it down, press the heel to the block. 3, 2, 1, again, relax. Good, we're gonna take that heel in about 15 degrees or so. Again, same thing, block to the heel. Safest maximal effort here. Take an inhale, pack it down, push the heel into the hip. 2, 1, good, relax. Slide the heel in a little bit more so we can maintain that internal rotation. Again, 15 degrees on that bend in the knee. Take an inhale, press it as hard as you can. 3, 2, 1, again, relax. Good. Maybe that block is right into your butt. All right, last position here, same thing. Inhale, push the heel into the block. Squeeze. 3, 2, and relax. Nice, you can place that block off to the side. We'll bring that foot back in line with the knee. Lift the knee up, and then we'll come and transition into your bear sit again. All right, and same thing. Hands down just behind, lift the breastbone up. Again, knees still off at about that 30-degree or 35-degree angle. Feet are flexed. Take your left knee, lift it, and then press the knee in towards the center. And again, we're gonna squeeze. We're gonna try to find some space in that outer hip by using the strength of the stuff on the inside of the leg. And no pain or anything that's discomforting on the inside of the knee. If it happens, just bring it out a little bit and then don't push as hard. 3, 2, slowly lower down, lift the hip up. Good, and we'll end up in a 90-90. Again, knees in line with your hips here. Take the right elbow down just to the outside of your right knee. You can cup your hands, you can hold onto your shin, make a fist, whatever works. Right? Again, it's just rotation at the hip. Take the left knee, glue it to the floor, dig it down, lift the left shin up, squeeze, hold at the top, and slowly lower that left shin back down. Good, again, same thing. Inhale, lift, hold at the top, 2, 1, slowly lower it back down to the floor. Inhale, lift, lower it back down. Again, inhale, lower it down. Good. Last one. Inhale, lift and hold. Float that foot to the floor. Take your block again. Again, place the block to your left heel, just to the back. Hand onto that block. Again, think inside of that left leg spinning down towards the floor, maybe a little stretch on the inside of the leg. Right? Again, it'll be the same thing. We're looking for that strength on the stuff on the inside of the leg. So as you hold the block with your hand, we start at 30% here. Take an inhale, push the heel into the block. Think again, using that stuff behind the leg here, and then relax it. Right? Same thing. Take the inhale, we start at 60. Push, effort through the whole body this time. 2, 1, again, relax. Good, safest maximal effort. Inhale, heel to the block, kick. 3, 2, 1, relax. Slide that heel in about 15 degrees. Again, block to the heel. Hip going forward. Inhale, heel to the block, push. 3, 2, 1, relax. And again, we're going to take that heel in 15 degrees. Same thing, spin the inside leg down. Inhale, heel to the block, push. 3, 2, 1, again, relax. Good. Take it in. We'll say block to the hip from here. Same thing again. Inhale, heel to the butt. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Place that block off to the side. Slide the leg out. Now we're going to roll onto our left side, and we'll start with the right leg. So as we end up in our Burt Reynolds here, you can have a couple of options. You can rest the forehead down. You can take the hand to the head. All right, we're looking for maybe a little bit of stretch through the front of your right leg. So as you bend the knee, grab onto your heel and think about pushing the knee back behind you. And we should feel that stretch right through the front of the leg. Okay, so once we got that here, we're gonna hang out, right? Heel comes as close to the hip as possible. All right, we're gonna have to keep things relatively engaged so that we don't just let everything spill and we fall off to one side or the other. All right, so as we work to strengthen our knees in this, which would include the strengthening of the stuff on the front of the leg, your PAILs is going to be foot pushing into the hand like you're trying to kick the leg out. And of course, that hand is resisting, right? As we feel that strength coming through the front of the leg and even into the knee. Your rails, you're trying to press the knee back even further. Heel slides in towards the hip, trying to move that foot away from your hand, right? So then we're using the stuff on that regressive tissue at the back of the leg to squeeze it there to find more space in the front. All right, so we'll take an inhale, pack the air down, nice and steady, 20% effort, start to kick the foot into the hand. Slowly building up to 30%. 40% effort. 60, match it throughout, squeeze everything tight. Safest maximal effort, kicking that foot as hard as you can.
3, 2, knee goes back, heel to the hip. Try to move the foot away from the hand. Squeeze the stuff in the back of the leg. Keep going. 3, 2, good, re-grab, pull that heel in. Take your pause here, stay in the stretch. Good, if you get a little cramp at the back of the leg, just try to stay in it. Fight through it a little bit. All right, we're gonna skip. Hey, PAILs, we're gonna go right into a passive range hold. Same sort of concept as your rails. Stay in the stretch, right? Same sort of concept as those rails. You're trying to squeeze the back of the leg, heel comes into the hip, and then you'll slowly remove that right hand, trying to hold everything exactly as it was. All right, so again, take the inhale, pack everything down, squeeze the back of the leg, try to move the foot away from the hand, and then remove the hand, hold. Keep squeezing, let the knee go back still. 3, 2, grab the foot, pull it in. And same thing, try to keep that heel into as close to the hip as possible. Inhale, squeeze the back of the leg, move the foot away from the hand, and then move the hand. Hold. Two, 1, re-grab. Good. Same thing again. Take that inhale, squeeze the back of the leg, push the knee back, slowly remove the hand, hold. 3, 2, and then slowly letting that go. And we can bring that leg out. Lie down on your back, please. You have that left leg straight. Bend the right knee. Probably about 90-degree bend at the hip. All right, we'll go through the knee cars here. So as you take the heel into the hip, find your external rotation on the shin. It will bring the leg up, but not to straight. Rotate the shin in. And then again, take the heel in towards the hip. Same thing, keep that internal rotation. Bring the leg up towards straight, but not straight. Rotate the shin out and then heel towards the hip. Again, especially as we're bringing that leg up towards straight after those knee flexions, that should feel pretty nice in the back. Good, this will be the last one. So when you get to the top, externally rotate, heel in towards the hip, and then we'll bring it down. And we'll roll onto your right side. Again, in your Burt Reynolds, you can do whatever you need to get comfortable. Right? Sometimes it's head resting there. I used the forearm last time. You can use your forearm, or you can lie on your shoulder. Again, as you take the ankle, take the knee back. There should be a nice stretch right through the front of the leg. All right, try not to spill the ribs out. Keep everything packed in on the front of your torso. And so we're isolating just that certain area of the thigh. If you notice that the knee's pointed up, try to keep the knee down and in line with the hip, or even down a little bit here. I guess you can give a little scan if you need as well. So remember, PAILs, foot pushing into the hand, trying to kick away. Right? So we're building that strength through this stuff here. In your rails, you're going to squeeze the back of the leg, pull the knee back at the same time, and then try to move your foot away from your hand, right, as we get a little bit further into the stretch. All right, ready? Game on. Take that inhale. Start nice and slow. 20% effort. Start to kick the foot into the hand. Slowly up to 30%, nice and steady. Think 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 60, matching the effort throughout, squeezing everything tight. Safest maximal effort, kicking it as hard as you can. Keep going. 3, 2, heel to the hip, knee goes back. Squeeze the back of the leg. Find more space in the front. 2, 1, good. Press the heel in, keep everything exactly as it was. And again, just relaxing, taking your moment here. Now remember, passive range holds, same exact sensation that we had in our rails, right? And again, just to recap, it's trying to squeeze first, foot's trying to move away from your hand, and then we remove that hand, trying to keep the heel exactly where it was. Right, so nothing changes through the back of the leg, hopefully. Ready? Again, take that inhale, pack it down, squeeze the back of the leg, heel comes in, slowly remove your hand, hold. Again, grab the foot, pull it in. Take that inhale, squeeze the back of the leg, move the foot away from the hand, and then slowly remove that hand. Grab it, good, pull it in. Last one, inhale, squeeze the back of the leg, move the foot away from the hand, again, remove that hand, hold. And then nice and steady, we're going to let everything go there. And we'll lie down on your back. Again, we'll have that right leg straight if you want. And think knee just over top of the hip, heel in towards the hip. Find that external rotation in your shin. Bring the leg up towards straight, but not straight. Rotate the shin in. Again, heel in towards the hip. Again, lifting it, rotating that shin out, heel towards the hip. And again, same thing. Up, rotate it in, bring it back down. Last round. Again, bring it towards straight, but not straight. Rotate that shin in. Fight for that strength on the inside of the leg. Bring it up, rotating the shin out. And then heel in towards the hip. Relax the leg here. Again, we're going to bring both of our feet onto the floor, knees bent. Right? Finding some spinal segmentation from this bridge position. Right? Arms can come off to the side. We're not trying to use the arms to push down, right? Think about that posterior chain doing the work for us. The first one is lower back pushing into the floor. Let it spread across the mat. Squeeze the butt and then nice and slow start to peel the spine off of the mat until we get all the way up, chin towards the chest. And then once it stops there, slowly starting to piece that spine back down onto the mat one little bit at a time. Taking your time to go through it. Lower back is going to go first, pull that belly in, and then slowly let those hips lower down. Same thing, squeeze the lower back down, squeeze the butt, slowly start to lift those hips. Again, peel that spine piece by piece off of the floor. Take your time to do it, no rush. Get that feeling, sensation of that spine lifting. And now, slowly get that feeling and sensation of the spine slowly pressing down into the floor. And lower back goes first. Make sure you pull that belly button in, and then hips go down. Same thing, lower back, hips start to lift. Good, and nice and steady. And we'll go for one more. Again, slowly bring it down. And once we get down, and remember the talk about socks and towels again, they're making an appearance. Then you can place your socks on your feet, that's both feet, or a towel underneath each heel, right? Or if it's a longer towel, just one towel for both heels. If you got a mat, right, we're gonna roll it up a bit. And of course, this is gonna work best if you've got a hard surface, carpet not so much. Should have been the warning at the beginning. All right, so
you're gonna have two options for this, and the first one is gonna be the easier one, the second one is gonna be a little bit more challenging. So same thing that we did, the arms are be out to the side, hips lift first, all right? Now, using your heels, we're gonna slide out, think about the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips come down, hips stay down, we pull the heels back in, lift the hips up, and then we do the same thing, letting those heels slide out. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, if you find that that one is really easy for you, you can always do it one leg at a time. Take the right leg in, lift the hip, and then nice and slow, think 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, letting the hips go, slide the heel back in, and again, hips lift, and then we repeat through that, okay? So you're gonna have about 1.5 minutes to go through it, 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes or so. Take breaks when you need, right? I will let you know when it's halfway through so that you could change legs if you're doing one leg at a time, right? So again, as we lift the hips up, whether it's 1 foot on the floor or 2, nice and slow, think 6, 5, 4, squeeze the butt, 3, 2, 1, slide the heel in, lift the hips, and again, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, can't stress enough, squeeze your butt as we do it, lift the hips, again, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hips are down, heels slide in, lift the hips, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hips are down, slide the heels in, lift, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, change legs if you're doing one leg at a time, again, lift the hips, slide, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keep that butt squeeze, again, lift, squeeze, slide, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, again, slide them in, lift, here you got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good, slide them in, squeeze the butts, hold it, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, last one, slide them in, lift the hips, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good, let it rest. And when you're ready, you can unroll that mat and we'll take a seat. And we're gonna get just into the ankles first. Hold on to your shin, flex the foot. Again, like you got a tennis ball in front and try to make the perfect circle around that tennis ball. It doesn't matter which way you start. Just find some rotation, some steady, consistent, and smooth circles. Change direction, go the other way, just nice and easy. Doesn't have to be anything intense, especially near to the end. Good. Last one, finishing up. We'll go to the left. Again, hold on to your left shin. Lift the foot. And again, tennis balls there. Start to make some nice steady rotations around. And again, doesn't have to be anything intense. It should be a little relatively slow. I mean, even sometimes I catch myself speeding up through these. Change direction, go the other way. Good, last one. Again, as we finish up here, I'm gonna bring it down.
Last knee carves for ourselves as well. Again, hold on to that right shin. Left leg can be anywhere you want. Flex the foot, rotate the shin out, bring it up, rotate the shin in, and then bring it down. Good. Same thing. Lifting, rotating. That's it. Again, just nice and easy. And last one here. And then we'll change. Again, same thing, but 3 on this left. Flex the foot, rotate the shin out, bring the leg up, rotate the shin in, and bring the heel in towards the hip. As that shin rotates out, heel in, and up, rotate, and back down. And last one. Right, as it comes down, good. We'll get just a little bit into some spinal cores. And we'll sit down on the heels. We're gonna bring the arms out in front. We're gonna pin those hips. Round your spine, pull everything in. Good. We're gonna start to crunch this stuff on the left side. Start to rotate over to the left. Bring the left shoulder down into your pocket. Lift the breastbone up. Again, taking that right shoulder towards your right pocket. Rotate everything as you're squeezing on your right side into the middle, and then back the other way. And continuing nice and steady. Think breastbone up as you find your extension. Again, doesn't have to be anything terrifically intense, just steady movements of the spine. All we're going for. Good. When we come back into the center again, we'll just slowly bring everything up. Relax those arms down. Great. Again, as always, thank you so much for joining for this session. We'll hope to see you soon.